I guess I ought to start this week with an apology. A few weeks ago, a word for Wednesday was okay. So the title screen was a picture of a hand with a thumb and a forefinger forming a circle, and the other three fingers were sticking up. You know, the universal sign for okay. But as a friend of mine quickly informed me, it turns out that that is not the universal sign for okay. Apparently, in other parts of the world, this sign has very different meanings that aren't at all okay. In some places, it's akin to giving the finger, and in others, it's a silent way to call someone a not so nice name. I'll let you figure out what that name is. And upon further investigation, here in the U.S., the same symbol has been connected with white nationalists. So if you found the use of my sign offensive, I sincerely apologize. It was not my intention to offend anyone. But you know, it's kind of hard not to offend folks these days. For starters, like the OK sign, things that are perfectly acceptable in this culture are highly offensive in others. In Japan, for instance, tipping the wait staff, or anyone else for that matter, is extremely rude. They take pride in the fact that they don't need extra incentive to do their job. Here, a thumbs up is a sign of approval, but in Russia, Greece, and the Middle East, they use the thumb instead of the middle finger. Maybe it's best to just keep your hands in your pocket. So long as it's both hands, because in Turkey and South Korea, one hand in your pocket is a sign of arrogance. Seems like no matter what you do, somebody's going to get offended. On the one hand, if you're in Germany, being late is a huge faux pas. While on the other hand, in Argentina, it's horribly rude to be on time. But hey, you don't have to travel abroad to unintentionally offend people. Oh no, you can do that right here in the good old US of A. Political correctness is a moving target. Words that were perfectly acceptable yesterday are highly offensive today, and words that are acceptable today will likely be incredibly offensive tomorrow. What's more, you have to be mindful of each person's individual triggers and sensitivities. It's like dancing in a minefield. Say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, wear the wrong thing, look the wrong way, act the wrong way, or sound the wrong way, and somebody will explode on you. Let's face it, these days it's nearly impossible not to be offensive, especially if you're a Christian. I mean, there's really no way around it. By its very nature, Christianity is offensive. Now, I'm not talking about folks who go around spouting off words of judgment and condemnation in the name of God. That offends me. No, our faith is offensive because Jesus is offensive. That's probably what got him crucified. He said and did things that weren't exactly appropriate. He went against the status quo. He ruffled feathers. Our Lord actually hung out with the accepted and the unaccepted and loved them all. And that's what's most offensive. It was to them and it is to us. Christ's love is for everyone. The good and the bad, the insider and the outsider, the offended and the offensive. And what's even more appalling is that he calls us to do the same. We too are called to love everyone. The people we offend and the people who offend us. So my friend, let me urge you to show kindness to the offended. Be mindful of other people's sensitivities. Just because you think it's silly or absurd to be offended over something doesn't mean that your words or actions aren't hurtful. Remember, it's always nice to be nice. On the flip side, show grace to the offender. Folks won't always think like you or believe what you believe, but if you look to be offended when they don't, you probably will be. Righteous indignation never changed anyone, but love changes everyone. After all, the offensive love of Jesus changed the world. I'm Pastor Stephen Mims, and that's your word for Wednesday. May God bless you.